contar de mi trastorno alimenticio.
Hi, share with me how have you been?
Okay, so I've been, I don't know, I would say kind of not that feeling that well or balanced. I've been kind of, um, I don't know how to say, like in cows, I would say, yeah. Because actually I have feeling kind of anxious all these days, and this have turned into like eating a lot,
Okay.
like a lot, and then I feel guilty, and I start having a lot of thoughts, and like this voice that is telling me like you're gonna get fat, and I have to do something. And this weekend I started like to throw up. So
Okay.
yeah, so I ate a lot, and then like my stomach was so, I don't know, like harsh. It was hurting me a lot. And then I started having this thought that I told you, and I felt so guilty, and I couldn't stop eating. So that was something that happened this weekend, and made me feel pretty bad. And still today, I'm feeling kind of grossed about myself.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're telling me you had this week that you felt somewhat like strange because you told me not well, not good, not bad, but because of anxiety, you turn to eat a lot, and then to compensate this, you throw up, and then you told me you recognize that you're disgusted about yourself.
Yeah, I kind of feel guilty because, as I told you, my stomach hurts me.
Okay.
And even though like my body's talking to me like no more food, I can't stop, like stop eating. And I eat a lot, and then I throw up. It, like I provoke myself vomit, and it's kind of disgusting. Even though like it has that happened like 2 days ago, and now I'm still feeling this sensation that I'm kind of gross. Yeah, I would say that.
And this has happened before, or I can tell for this disgust and guilt that is like maybe the first time it happens to you.
Actually, no. I had in my teenager, like in my adolescence, some episodes of this,
Okay.
and then I thought that I handled that, like in, yeah, some stages of my life that this hasn't happened.
Okay.
But right now it's happening again, so that kind of concerns me because I haven't looked for help. But now I think that's something pretty intense, maybe.
Intense?
Yeah, intense, because it's happening like more. I can't stop eating, and when I was an adult, and it was more, I had more control of it. But now I think that I don't have it anymore.
Okay, so you're telling me it's not the first time it actually happened in your adolescence. And this, you told me it was this period where you didn't have this action. Why do you think this stopped, or did you think you had control to stop or to manage this?
Because in this periods of time, like everything was good in my life, so I think that everything was kind of balanced, I would say. I was doing pretty good in school. I was I had a friends. I have a kind of a good relationship at that time, and everything was going kind of pretty good. And then in these periods that my life has been, as I told you, not that balance. I think that it started happening. I start to like to, I don't know how to say, but to get unbalanced, to be a mess in everything. Yeah, so that's when I think it starts to happen.
Okay, so you are telling me that this action starts when you feel you don't have the balance of the situation.
Yeah.
Can you describe a little bit more what balance means to you?
Balance. Yeah. I mean, I have a routine.
Okay.
I usually establish routines, and it's like I wake up, I do my homework, and I study, and I have this periods of time where I'm pretty effective doing it.
Okay.
But and then maybe I go to work out and I prepare myself food. I am not that anxious. I don't wanna eat because I'm not hungry. But I think that it's like the meaning of balance in my life. I do the stuff that I have to do, and I'm pretty effective at it. But when something happens and I start feeling anxious, I can't concentrate. I feel this like sensation in my body, and I think maybe to regulate myself. I don't know why, but I start eating a lot, like chocolates, ice cream, everything, like everything.
Hmm. So the balance for you is to have these routines where you have this controlled time to do things and so to be effective on them. But then you have right now the latest time something that trigger your being anxious about something.
Yes.
What is this feeling? Anxious. Yeah.
The trigger, I don't know. Actually, some things has happened in my life, like in the current time. But I think that I started to go out with more friends, and then I meet this boy, and everything was kind of good. And then I don't know. I think that this normal anxious anxiety that you feel when you met someone, kind of got me out of control. I don't know, but I think that it's maybe that because as I told you, I start thinking a lot. I start kind of not concentrating on the stuff that I have to do, and that kind of desesperates me. But I can control or handle myself. So maybe it's that I don't want to blame anybody, but it's myself in that situation. Yeah.
So you think this might be because of this boy you met, and have I can tell because are worried about this. To I don't know. Maybe you like this boy. Maybe you feel some attraction to him. Did you talk to each other? Are you friends right now? What's the situation?
Actually, yeah, I met him. And we started to talk, and we go out sometimes, but he's not the kind of guy that like a good boy, maybe I would say.
Okay.
And he's kind of ambivalent, like
Ambivalent?
yeah, ambivalent in the way that he talks to me like for a week, we talk, we go out, and then I don't know anything about him. So
Okay.
I think that that's the kind of things that make me anxious, and it's the kind of relationship that I always have. So I think it's a pattern, and that makes me anxious. Yeah. Yes, I think that that's kind of a thing that happens to me.
Okay, so you are telling me that this boy is ambivalent with you because you talk regularly, but then you don't know nothing more about him. So how does this make you? How does make you feel?
I think that it got me confused.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's going on, and yeah, that also, as I told you, triggers my anxiety. Maybe I also feel angry with the situation, angry with myself, angry with him, and then and then I kind of feel sad too because I don't know how to handle this. And then my thoughts start to create some like sceneries, like pictures or something that are not there, and I start being kind of paranoid, and then my anxiety starts, and I start to eat, and everything kind of goes out of my control.
So you're telling me you have these feelings of being anxious, also of anger with yourself, with him, and maybe sadness.
Yes.
And these feelings comes to you every time you think about this boy, because you mentioned these thoughts that comes to you.
Yeah.
Does these thoughts come specifically when you think about him, or maybe there's another factors that makes you feel this anxiety?
Yeah, maybe not specifically about him,
Okay.
but when I'm projecting myself like into the future, into what I'm gonna do, and then I start thinking, okay, in the universities, I have to do this, I have to do my master, I have to do everything, I have to do this paperwork, and then I'm picturing, okay, but I'm kind of seeing someone right now, so how I'm gonna handle that, and then I start thinking about it and being kind of alert about it, and yeah, that's everything how it triggered, and I start getting kind of paranoid because I'm like, I don't want this, or yes, I want this, or like every kind of thought that makes me anxious, and sometimes it's not that rational,
Okay.
but it happens, and I don't know sometimes how to stop.
Okay, so you're telling me these thoughts comes to anxiety not specifically about this boy, but because university, all the things that you have to achieve, or that are coming, your masters, and you mentioned these paranoid ideas. Can you describe a little bit more what does, yeah, how these
Okay.
thoughts are?
So I would say that my paranoid ideas are these sceneries or contexts that I picture in myself because I'm kind of planning everything that I have to do, and then I start thinking or believing that I can trust like anybody,
Okay.
and because I have to achieve a certain goal, and that I can trust, for example, this boy
Okay.
because he's ambivalent or whatever I'm feeling right at that moment, and then I picture myself like in these scenarios or where I'm like kind of fighting with everybody because I have to achieve my goal.
Okay.
So I think that puts me in very defensive situation, and I don't want to be with anybody, and that's what's happening to me.
Okay, so this paranoid thoughts is most of your achievement, like expectations, what you want to reach. So you don't trust anybody because maybe these people will not let you achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And so this boy also is kind of another person that you don't put much trust in.
Yes.
So does this paranoid thoughts relate to your this thing you said before that you eat a lot and then you provoke yourself to vomit?
Yeah, maybe because I think that this anxiety that I have stays kind of with me after the thoughts that I have. So it
Okay.
stays with me. It's a body sensation that I cannot handle, and I'm not that like efficient in stopping them. So my emotions, I think, are kind of dealing or fighting with each other. I don't know. And then so maybe to regulate myself or to feel better, I eat a lot, but then I feel guilty. So it's kind of a circle when I can't stop. And so it's kind of this tragedy that I always use, and I think it could be related because it's something that happens after I'm thinking and thinking and thinking. So maybe I know I wanted to like, talk to you and see what can I do to stop these things in a more effective way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that these paranoid thoughts give you this anxiety, and right after as you can't control them, like you can't fight them, what you do is to eat a lot, but then you feel guilty, and so this chain of events will start again.
Yes.
So you're trying to seek for another most effective way to do it. So I really want to give you this, how can I say this, recognizing that you are seeking for help, and that's really a good factor to consider. So we will start on this from this point in the next session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ay, cuando te recibo.